Hello everyone! GameGoddessFee here! Alright, me and Plum are back tonight with more Ace Attorney. Hope you all are having a wonderful Wednesday. And yes, I did say I have a boy.
What's good?
I listen to you guys, but yeah. Okay, so I wanted to we wanted to go ahead and resume gameplay with this game. I hope you all enjoy. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. All right. We got Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth, Episode 4, Turnabout Reminiscence. The middle, Onward Towards the Truth. I didn't put that in there, but anyway. I didn't put middle in there. I can add it in later. But yeah, you ready, Plum? Okay, let's go. Turn down the game soon. September 10th. Oh, anyway, I'm thinking the date different. I'm thinking about the last case.
Really?
September 10th, 4:45 p.m. District Court, third floor lobby.
Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Cadopian Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead. The case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely.
Ha! Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut.
I wonder what happens during his debut. We should.
I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while.
Hey Dave, how's it going? We just started, so you haven't missed much. What,
We
Caught the murderer though.
We caught him.
3 lines, that's about it. Anyway.
Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. L? What an outrageous circus it has all become! That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus. Right, sir. I grow wary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation.
You said you are good. I'm working a little late. You're working late tonight. Oh, really? You getting that extra money in? I understand.
Get that money.
You hate to be tired while you're working, but gotta do what you gotta do, huh, Dave? I hear you.
Whatever for? I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. L. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh! A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection.
Why he called Edgeworth worthless?
He's right.
Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Mouse and I were competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It will give us some real life experience. Wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then, you're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win, and a thought investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir.
Of course, Papa. What the police doing in the background? What are they doing?
They policing.
Oops.
Oh my god.
I'm skipping right. Go back.
Why? Francisca, thank you.
What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on the security detective's fib.
That's not what this is.
Huh?
That's not what this is.
Hold on. Is this... Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's fib. That means that the competition is still on.
Yes, just as you wished.
I couldn't let you get off it so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here. Mouse Edgeworth.
I know I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. What you doing on the sofa, pal? You're supposed to be you're a grown man. Get up.
I see over there. Like, really?
Sir! Nothing to report, sir! There's still no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job.
Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream.
Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now.
Me questioning,
Gumshoe! I forget his voice. It wasn't me, I tell you! I didn't do anything wrong! Yes, I understand. So let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated. Nope, not him. Miss you! Miss you.
Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? What?
Some of the princess.
Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You shouldn't be disbarred. You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francisca von Korma, and I am about to become the successor to the family's name. About to? I guess that means that for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are.
Why are you whipping me?
Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, is waiting.
I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you.
Look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you?
What exactly exactly is so funny?
Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere.
Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at the crime scene in law school.
I feel much better now. So, what is it that you want to talk about?
I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder.
We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself.
You were with Detective Bad? Why?
We had a little something to discuss, that's all. Detective Bad.
So, I take it that you were acquaintances with Detective Bad?
Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG8 incident.
Detective Bad is also related to that incident.
That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect me. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Ed? Don't you, Edgeworth? Well, I can't read tonight. Anyway, Mouse Edgeworth. I have no idea I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG8 incident from Papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. And just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him.
The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy.
Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time that Yatakarusu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes.
I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail.
Want to ask her that or go down the line?
You guys do that already. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad.
But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked.
And what did you talk with Detective Bad about?
Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going and then insulted him some more.
Bloody! When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults.
Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murder occurred, so I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2.
I see.
Mackerel.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu. Is that correct?
Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up.
He made it up?
Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there is no footage of him sneaking into the Kadapian embassy itself. Hold on for one second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? You were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right.
I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals.
That's why defense lawyers are so detestable. But they are no match for us fun karmas. I don't believe it. You're serious. Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, all right?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to.
I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness.
Yatagarasu.
Monsieur, why can't you pronounce Yatagarasu? It's so simple. You've been saying Yatagarasu this whole time anyway. I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu.
About what? I'm just kidding. The Yatagarasu who? Huh? You got me saying it wrong. I don't really know much about the character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend him.
Requests from companies?
Hey, DLT, how's it going tonight? How you doing? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief. Shut up. The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. All right then, perhaps you Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma?
Francisca, be careful about who you whip.
Yeah, we playing Ace tonight, DLT.
Choose carefully or we may be sued by... No!
There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That's just now. Was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was.
What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight?
They do have an anime out. They actually have the shows out on, but you can't watch them. They have their own YouTube channel and everything, and they have the first few episodes of Ace Attorney out. It's Ace Attorney rather. But yeah, they used to have it on their channel before the games came out, but they took them down.
I'm not telling you to sell the 7 Seas.
But like selling the 7 Seas is really cool. You will find some stuff there.
And what are the 7 C's? I'm not even gonna.
The 7 C's of the internet.
In some places you can find them. I guess that's what he's saying. But yeah, the original Ace Attorneys, they were anime, were they?
Your hard fiddly dee. Do what you want because it'll probably be free.
And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I had never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. Have we seen Black Clover? I haven't. Have you?
Nope.
Haven't seen it.
I know the main
Character because he was in Jump Force.
I don't know what that is.
It was a horrible anime crossover game where Goku could beat up Deku. You don't know who that is either.
The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the likes of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief.
Hmm?
You in your phone?
Yeah. Oh wait, this is me.
Guess where you at?
Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely.
Mr. Asta, the mightier anti-magic, is in Jump Force. I had a game, but I did not know that.
Yeah,
He is. Here he is.
I don't know if he was DLC or not.
I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now.
I'm gonna stream it.
This bookshelf looks like bookshelf.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I love books. I have a billion of them.
Gumshoe.
Detective Gumshoe.
Hey, it's you, pal! You're here!
You got a streaming DLT?
Ouch!
Yes, I am I.
I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that.
I didn't do it, pal! I promise on my honor as a detective! I really didn't!
Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, Detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you.
Have a heart, pal!
But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about. If you really are innocent, that is.
That's right! Hey, pal! Go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you?
I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, Detective.
Motive for murder? Oh, I had asked, were you streaming it tonight?
So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry?
I just asked Detective Bat the same thing myself, pal. Turns out, he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom.
How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere schoolchild.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. You're just gonna play it. That's fine.
I'm so
I
mad
had that game. I got that game because I saw Light was in it. If you don't know who Light is, he's the protagonist of Death Note. I thought they would make him playable. He's not playable. He just walks around doing evil monologues and he never does anything.
That's crazy. Doing the recess.
You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom?
Earlier at around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. So I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday.
And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty.
Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal.
So it was Detective Bat who ordered him to stand guard, huh?
Next step.
Just not. Alright. I thought you was going to click on that.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
Why do you have that paper? I mean, no, not a thing, pal.
In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage.
Why'd you say it like that?
Ah! Wait! You can't do that!
There's nothing of any particular value here.
Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so you know.
And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket?
Ah! Hands off, pal!
Just show it to us already.
No!
Annual bonus check within. $5 total. Except there is no check inside.
You've had your look! Now give it back, pal! It's my first bonus as a brand new detective! I just got it and cashed it today! I had literally no cash on me until I did, you know?
$5?
Damn it.
So that envelope is very special to me! Now give it back!
You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later.
How could you?
And your bonus envelope that I jotted down in my organizer. Detective Gumshoe's annual bonus of $5 literally had no money on him until he cashed this. Why they got to say that?
No.
Hey, I'm not knocking him.
I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've had him just... Oh wait. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe.
Understood, but please make it brief, sir.
I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth.
You better not be fibbing to me, boy!
We should.
You have to talk to him again?
I think.
There's nothing there.
Present him with something? Wait, no. I think his testimony.
You gonna say it?
Say what?
Deity said, tell your son to read this without saying anything.
Okay, let me see. Let's see. I gotta read it.
Let me see.
Okay. I'll read it. Wait, I'll read it. Wait, I'll read it right quick.
I am emo. We should.
Really? I guess that's you all inside joke, but anyway.
No.
What do we present? The Detective Gumshoe testimony?
You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshots out. That's a gunshot. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot. I said it again! You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshots out in the hallway. Is that correct?
No mistake about it, pal.
And you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct?
Yup! Not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty.
You do realize that the fib you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself.
Huh? Oh. But it's true! I didn't see anyone go through that hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal!
Sure.
I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine!
So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous fib. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant's lobbies is in order.
Uh-oh. Sure, do you?
Oh no, it's the thing. It's the...
Ah! Ew! No!
How could you have not noticed that coming?
Wasn't that child I changed money for earlier? Okay,
you wanna know how you do that?
Let me see. Imagine you are stranded in the ocean and you have no raft or anything, and there are sharks all around you. How do you survive?
Superman! Superman! Superman, please!
Superman. Look, jump on the shark. I'm just kidding. How would you survive, Plum?
Okay. You eat the sharks by killing them, like John Wick.
I say jump on the shark. It has to be realistic. Thanks. Thanks. That's exactly what I needed.
Okay, you turn into John Wick, and then you bite the sharks before they can bite you. That's how you survive.
I guess you swim away. You got to swim. Like Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming.
Nah.
It looks like she dropped something. Swiss roll that I jotted down in my organizer. Swiss roll dropped by the mysterious young girl says courthouse special on it. Yeah, that's the only way I see it swim away. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. Sure, what's the answer?
I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all that I need of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge.
Yeah, I can't think of anything except for swimming away, or you said it's no raft or anything, and there are sharks all around you. How do you survive? Look, you don't.
No, it's all a dream. It's all a dream, like my favorite ending.
What? Mm-hmm. We have to confirm who is correct. The judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of the lobby number 2 next. Then.
I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Why did I see it like that?
Oh, that was the answer you stopped imagining. Oh my.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I already know.
Hey, that's true. That's a true answer. You got to stop imagining. That's a good one. That's a good one. You should have heard them jokes they telling my team meetings at work. Oh my goodness. Some of them be going over my head. I be sitting there thinking like, what is that joke? Cause we have like, if you want to tell a joke, you can tell a joke at the end of our meeting. And I be like, what in the world? But that was a good one. I should tell it in our joke. They'll probably fire me. They probably maybe stop. Okay, what we doing?
Please. You go through the non-existent door.
That was a good one though. September 10th, District Court hallway.
So, did you see anything else?
No, I don't think so.
I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation.
Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law.
That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I need any other questions. If I have, whatever.
What's up, Yeety? Did you get your honey frogs?
I got the honey buns. Thank you. I was asleep.
Anything, detective. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. You'll give me a honey bun?
No, those are my honey bunnies. We should.
Really? Really? Okay. Oh, you're that new prosecutor. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Coma recommended, right?
My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
And I'm Manfred Von Coma's daughter. I said daughter.
Daughter. Yeah.
And I'm Manfred Von Coma's daughter, Francisca Von Coma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father, and any day now, Your Honor. Why did I read it like that? I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see, Mr. New Prosecutor recommended. I bit my tongue.
Are you alright, Your Honor?
Terminator is emo. Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Coma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title.
Oh ho! Very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Coma, and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine. Now, about your earlier testimony.
Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw.
All right. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law.
I'll greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements.
Investigation begins. Hallway.
I think the drug did it. I'm gonna be honest. He kind of sus.
What is these? Ants?
Ugh.
I want rest! I can't go to sleep! I have insomnia!
That's what he said. That's what he said.
What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber.
Pink piece of pink trash found on the windowsill of the hallway window made of rubber. Oh, brother, oh.
No.
I feel like I've seen something like this before.
Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse is simply unforgivable.
Ugh! It's not like I was who littered.
Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin.
Ugh! I can look outside. However, I doubt the killer could have escaped through here.
Of course not. This is the 3rd floor after all.
It appears that bars were installed on this to prevent people from falling out.
Bars? What's bars?
Can you not see them from your vantage point? I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again. Shorty, shorty, you're short, short, shorty, shorty, short, short. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size.
Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Cormer name and not be squished under it, you'd better work very... I must say very hard. You better work extra hard, just like these ants.
The same goes for you, Francisca.
Anything else?
Ugh!
What's the matter?
I pricked myself on one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp.
Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
Do you really think so? Because I believe this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related.
Windowsill cactus, potted cactus sitting on the hallway windowsill. Its needles are dangerous. Guess that's all. Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it's related.
I got a boo-boo, Franny. I need my band-aid.
Do we talk to him?
Yeah.
Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about.
Hey, how about doing some actual work, you?
I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess.
You're getting in the way of the investigation.
I have an order from Mr. Von Cormer himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority.
Detective Gumshoe.
So, I heard you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here.
Verde, that guy was just accused, you know. I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me.
A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it.
Hold it!
Francisca, I think you need to apologize.
I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue.
I used the phone on the first floor. Called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up.
And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad.
Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got her, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside.
And around what time did all of that take place?
Let's see, I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby promised to me he didn't.
If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to?
That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected. Was that Skibbity Slicers?
No.
Mama, do you know what Skibbity Toilet is?
I do not.
Y'all know what Skibbity Toilet is? I'm so glad you're so innocent. Never find out.
You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe.
It would seem that I'm still missing some key pieces of information.
I guess I'm not in the loop, Deity.
Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not?
Yeah. I heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you.
How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene?
Less than a minute.
What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot?
I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hall and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies, in that order.
That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right?
Yeah, I guess it does, little miss.
I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else.
You wave that thing around anymore. Now I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss.
You wouldn't dare. Singing toilets. They got faces. They dancing to Dum Dum Yes Yes. It's what? Hold on. It's a strange universe where toilets have faces, sing and spark endless memes and confusion and overall weird. Yeah, that seems weird. Nah, I wouldn't want to look at those memes. I'm good.
Just joking.
Detective Bad is really something if he can make Francisca behave.
Are we about done?
Is there anything else I should ask him about?
Time he heard the gunshot. Place he heard the gunshot. Situation around the gunshot. I guess, place?
Nope.
What?
Time.
The time?
Yep.
He already said it. Anyway.
Again.
I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot.
It was around the end of the recess, and trial was about to start again, I think.
He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't gonna show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late.
That does sound weird.
And just as I thought that, bang! The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh?
What was that noise? Did you hear that noise?
I heard a bang! I heard a bang, bang, bang!
Detective Bad's testimony jotted down in my organizer. He heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste.
I guess you see one. They're gonna keep on pushing it to you, DLT. You already knew it. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing.
I get the sense that he's somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place.
Fine then. Fine then. Be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles.
You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. So, what'd you think about my coat though? It's cool. It's cool, is it? I put these holes in myself. Please, I need validation.
Really?
Did you find something, officer?
I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more.
Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue?
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here.
He said, tell your son to set this deity is the best person, to say this deity is the best person ever with his amazing 8-pack and his mini voice, and one day I wish to be like him.
Deity is the best person ever, with his amazing 8-pack and his manly voice, and one day I wish to be like him. There you go. There you go.
There you go. What about him?
Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer?
Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir.
All right, deity. You have a wonderful rest of your evening. I appreciate you. I guess we know all of the players in this case then, huh?
It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. And I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere.
It's the judge.
Yes, it was the judge who did it. Arrest this man. Look at the courthouse specials. I'm hungry. Not that.
It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. It's a vending machine that sells courthouse special goods. A few sweet items are for sale.
Just lovely. What will they think of next?
Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. One packet for $9. Defendant fresh milk, 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6? They're awfully overpriced.
The lineup is simply awful. Period.
Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll that little girl dropped is from this machine.
I was wondering about that myself.
That is overpriced, man. What kind of junk?
$9?
$9 for some orange juice? What's that? They look like the movie theaters.
Yup.
Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. The end of what?
Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess.
You can't eat during the trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh?
I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all.
We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me.
If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together.
If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. Oops.
I think that's what you're supposed to do anyway.
No.
Now a pink piece of trash. What's pink?
Something in the vending machine?
What did K have with it?
I don't know. A balloon.
Yeah. Now what could have created that pink piece of trash?
This here?
Another simple deduction. Mr. Noah, that's not as good.
Yeah.
The balloon, the pop balloon, and the cactus.
This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon.
I suppose that's possible.
The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes? Balloon piece jotted down in my organizer. I just know I've seen a pink balloon around, found on windowsill on hallway window.
Alright, that's it. Go down.
Who's money?
Yeah, who might costume?
We should go down.
Back.
Hmm.
To the window again. Onward! Now down. Left stick. I mean right stick. Yeah. Now look at those crumbs.
What are these black speckles?
I believe it's a pile of ants eating away.
Ooh, that detective. He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet here's a whole hill of them.
Knock! What are you hitting me for?
That's a replacement for that pathetic detective.
Knock! Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts.
Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating.
From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll.
Swiss roll crumbs found on the floor under the bench. A hill of ants are attracted to their sweet scent. Mouse edgework. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times.
No! It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground.
The courthouse must be kept clean.
No!
This is shame. Handprint. Yeah.
The dirt on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance.
I can't believe there is someone going around dirtying in the courthouse. For shame.
calm down, Francisca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you?
I suppose it could be.
Which means that perhaps we can lift the print of the person who sullied this bench.
I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to?
Sir, yes, sir!
I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir! And do we know who they belong to?
Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe!
Oh, interesting. Good work, officer.
Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints data jotted down in my organizer. Left on the hallway bench, dark smudge emits the scent of sweet sugar. Emits, rather. Anyway. And there you have it.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench.
I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways.
Alright, now it's time to touch the forehead once again. That's the wrong button. Okay, we found Swiss roll. And what did the Swiss roll come from?
It come from the vending machine, dude.
These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll?
A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that?
It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there.
The vending machine? Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive.
Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now.
Naturally, after all, I'm here, aren't I?
Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, and as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench.
Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints data updated in my organizer. Left on the hallway bench. Detective Gumshoe apparently sat here as he ate a Swiss roll. How could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable.
Don't you dare whip me again! It wasn't I who made the... you know what? Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought this Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts.
A contradiction? Where?
I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order.
I won't rest. Never.
The price. Oh yeah, you deduced the price.
You already looked at it. You already said this.
What? Did you get a penalty? Oh wait, okay. Deduce the price. The $6. That's not the price. Oh, okay, it made the penalty sound. Is that I thought you got a penalty? Now that's $6. But Gumshoe's broke, right? And he only had $5. Ooh.
About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage.
Just how poor is that guy?
If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor.
Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow.
Indeed. The detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how?
Swiss roll data updated in my organizer. Swiss roll dropped by the mysterious young girl is priced at 2 for $6. Kay helped them out.
What you say, man? You not supposed to get that.
Do I talk to the judge?
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised you waited this long.
Your Honor. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
I do do you suspect me or something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh, I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony.
I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in trial run by this judge. Ooh, yay, and I sure they happen.
Time of the murder. Let's see. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that Detective Gumshoe is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finally on judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Oh ho ho.
Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. A restroom window, huh? Oh, wait a second.
I wonder if you can really see the men's bathroom window from that one there.
You can. I'm looking at it right now.
I demand that you show me this view at once.
I suspect that her height is what's limiting her ability to see. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Oh ho ho, anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime. The judges in this country seem rather friendly.
Yes, not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts.
Investigation complete.
I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here.
Well, I do too.
Alright, Francisca. Would you care to share what conclusions you've come to?
Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know? We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first. So you go ahead.
It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first, we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony.
September 10th, 5:15 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up.
Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect?
In a sense, I suppose you could say that.
Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before a Von Karma. Silence in this courtroom, silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended me and Mr. Genius Prosecutors. What he said. Anyway, you bit your tongue again, didn't you? As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well then. Your testimony, if you please.
We cross-examining the judge.
Testimony, what I saw at recess. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty? That sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh? I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now.
Rebuttal, what I saw at recess. During the recess, I went to the restroom.
Your Honor, why exactly did you pay a visit to the restroom, if I may ask?
Oh? Well, isn't it obvious? What else do you go to the restroom for? Or maybe I knew it. You suspect me of some sort of craziness, don't you?
Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is going to be much harder than I anticipated.
I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think things through with a level head. I'm just nervous because so much has happened today with this trial. Let's see, I announced a recess and a time for us to reconvene. But having done all that, I still wasn't able to go to the restroom right away.
And why couldn't you?
Mr. Faraday had been accused, so I had paperwork to process regarding a new prosecutor. Once I had finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to the restroom.
At least he stayed consistent on the going to the restroom part of his testimony.
There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway.
Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom?
What? What is the meaning of that statement?
I simply meant that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor.
I had to go for such a long time. It was all I could do to dash to the closest one to the courtroom.
I suppose that's only natural, given the circumstances.
I ran from the courtroom through this floor maze through the floor's main lobby and down the hallway. Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals.
And it was through that window that you witnessed Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, exactly.
Your Honor, there's no need to yell. I can hear you just fine.
Oh, I guess I put a little too much into that last answer. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. As I entered, I saw that the detective buying something from the vending machines.
Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone in his stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat.
Well,
Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw.
What? Preposterous. My eyes are sharp as can be, ready to see through fibs to the truth. Although recently things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be.
Clearly his eyes are not the only things that have gone fuzzy.
But allow me to say with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared.
He disappeared? But Your Honor, didn't you just say? I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines.
Why, yes, I did. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. The detective must have gone into the crime scene, lobby number 2, at that point.
So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he?
A detective that goes missing while on duty? That sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Your Honor, I ask that you please remain calm.
No. I'm certain. What? Perfectly calm.
perfectly calm.
You're being anything but perfectly calm.
It appears that his honor could not have been mistaken in what he saw.
I suppose so, given his line of sight. However, Francisca, why do you suppose our lines of sight are so different?
If you're referring to my height.
Can't you hold that whip still for just a second? Now, about his honor's testimony. I believe his line of sight to be an important factor.
If it's that important, why don't you hurry up and tell him it already?
I will, but there's one more thing I need to do if I'm going to correct his honor's testimony. I'm going to need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements.
Okay.
So let's say,
Alright, what are you looking for?
Let's say you were judge, right? You go into the bathroom and then you Detective Gumshoe. You got your thing, you finna eat. This thing finna be good. You sit down on the bench, then you gone. Why did you disappear to the judge?
Cause he sat down on the bench. He sat down on the bench to eat.
so yeah, this one.
That's what I was thinking about at first.
Now, what can we use to prove he sat down?
That handprint.
Oh,
Really, dude.
she getting good. I can't believe
Really?
this. I can't believe this.
Whatever. What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you know it's rude to shout objections while someone is giving testimony?
Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant.
So, Game Queen 81, how's it going?
For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by.
Mouse Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life.
This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is this filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. Uncleanliness. I can't even say the word anyway.
If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh? Well, that's good, but who is it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder? He had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty.
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who messed up the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on a bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. If this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom.
It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall. It's around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window.
No!
I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Then?
It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it.
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually there is. I remember something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he?
That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right?
But I saw part 2.
Part 2?
I suppose it's possible. You can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crime of others.
Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time?
I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. Eek, I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now.
Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that.
Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I thought that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway? And whether that lines up when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony.
Rebuttal? Well, I saw part 2. It's going on long.
You want me to just tell you?
Well, I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. But you can go ahead.
Okay, press the second statement.
However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked.
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway?
After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
All right, if you insist. Let's see, I looked into the hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene.
Oh, okay.
20 minutes before we reconvened. Very well. What did you do after that?
Let's see, I had to make some preparations, so I rushed straight back to the courtroom. I also had to track down a few pieces of paperwork for the various bailiffs.
So you rushed back to the courtroom, despite having just heard the gunshot?
Well, at the time, I thought it was just the sound of a noise popper. I really couldn't think of any other explanation than someone having a birthday party. But now that this has happened...
I see. Thinking back, the judge did mention something to that effect when we reconvened. Okay, go back. And this one.
I think Detective Bad's testimony. Yeah.
Objection!
Yeah.
No, you didn't skip it. That's actually what happened.
I cannot allow you to make an objection.
What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
God, I've been overruled.
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred Fun. What'd she say? Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you... Something she said. Why don't you bite your tongue on those preposterous names?
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca.
Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back.
With your height, you need a stepladder of 4 to accomplish that.
Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet. I'll have you know I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Ha! Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot.
The sound of the gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard.
What is it?
It was Manfred. He shot someone in an elevator and then an earthquake went off. I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is that pink substance?
This may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record?
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there was no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were tricked by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this? That was a good effort to put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified.
Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse.
I want to trade these coins with you.
That's it! That balloon that girl was holding. It explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't fib once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well, bailiff. Please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case.
September 10th, District Court, courtroom number 3.
What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal! I didn't do it!
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
No, you won't. I'll be the judge to that. Well, I said the judge of that. No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that.
Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental?
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so.
What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you are on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony...
No!
My whip will object louder and clear. I said louder, anyway.
If you are found to be fibbing, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
I got you, pal.
Looking back on the state of the crime scene in the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is fibbing. And if I can't break his fib, then we may never get a break in this case.
While I was on duty,
I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I promise it wasn't me, pal.
he's still singing the same tired tune.
In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's fibbing, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him.
Alright, you want me to
Rebuttal while I was on duty. I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of the lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Of course I did something! I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal! What else?
Very well then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail?
Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know! It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch!
Oh? Detective Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal! I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to! Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity.
Scruffy, if you're going to fib, at least tell us a more believable one.
Ouch! But I'm not fibbing.
I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Okay.
And until I heard the gunshot, I didn't take a single step away from the lobby number 2 door.
So I think it's either his fingerprint. Yeah, it's like his fingerprint.
Or this her.
Yeah, that could work.
Or the switch roll, one of the two. We'll use the fingerprint. Or which, well, anyway.
I have an objection.
What is it, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things! The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal?
Humph, precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench.
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that.
Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate, slovenly pig.
Eek! I promise to clean it up later, I promise!
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door. If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Ugh!
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of the door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands?
Ouch!
It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone find out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything.
Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machines.
Okay, I'm sorry for fibbing. But that's all I'm sorry for. You got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
Huh? Of course not! I've got nothing else to hide, pal!
Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it is true, pal! I promise there's nothing else!
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Huh? Remind me again, pal!
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack.
And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check.
The annual bonus check.
Isn't that right? Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that?
Ugh! I told you I bought it by myself, pal! There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me! So there's no one else who could have helped me buy it! Wait, don't tell me! You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you?
Correct.
As if you could! I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do?
Of course I do.
What? How?
What proof do I have that there must have been someone else there in the hallway?
Oh yeah, that. No, not that. Yeah. She dropped one and they come in twos.
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal!
Ah, I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of scrolls.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it! You thief!
I would never do such a thing!
All you fibbers are the same! You stood out as thieves! You're under arrest, pal!
I believe you meant to assert that all thieves stood out as fibbers. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone.
Oh!
There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain person, didn't you?
No way, pal! You've got it all wrong! I ate both of them!
It would appear that we've caught you at last.
Hey! Don't you do anything bad to that girl!
It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow?
I have a name and it's Kate.
K what?
Kate Faraday.
Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter?
I'm not I'm Kate.
Kay, you know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well, then you shouldn't have put that gummy under arrest, mister.
Gummy?
My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you given him. Gummy? Didn't do anything wrong.
Hey!
It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Wow. I'm tired, you guys. Shut up. Shut up.
Now then, Kay.
She's like a stray cat.
I wonder if I should feed her something. Here, little girl, have this badge. Eat it.
Oh, did I have to present something?
Oh yeah, you had to present something.
Take that!
Kay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
Oh, a Swiss roll.
It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy. Oh my.
Your father, he's...
Don't you say another word, pal! She doesn't know yet!
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking about how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
It's alright. Let us out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
You're right. Sorry about that.
We'll give the bill for
Yeah, here's my beer.
Here's my bib, little girl. Okay, here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes?
blow your nose.
No! My cravat! Don't blow your nose on that!
She used his bib, y'all.
This bib.
I feel better now, thanks.
Okay, you're going to be alright.
Yep, I'm already alright.
Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it.
I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
Hey, that's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises.
You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Ha, it's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings.
Your father.
Kay, what kind of person was your father?
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdict for criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh?
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together.
A promise notebook? May I take a look inside, Kay?
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveyed a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook... This little notebook just might... I said it again, notebook. This little notebook just might come in handy later.
Promise notebook. Promise notebook that I jotted down in my organizer. Exchange diary between Mr. Faraday and Kay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay. So, I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too!
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay?
What is with the two of them?
I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too. Yes, and thanks to your oh so heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm sorry about that. Gummy is not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? Could you present the diary?
Yeah!
It's the promise notebook Daddy and I made. I have to be a good girl and keep all of the promises we wrote in here.
May I take a look inside for just a second?
Sure, okay.
It appears that there are more than just the 5 I thought there were. Promise 6. If you ever have a boyfriend, you must bring him to meet Daddy right away. Promise 7. Even when you have a boyfriend, never forget that I love you the most.
I certainly don't envy the poor crazy he falls in love with.
Okay. Yay, my achievement. That's all I wanted.
Really? This boy wanted an achievement on the game, really? Why you didn't get it your own self?
I don't keep thinking about this.
Anyway. Detective Gumshoe.
So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier.
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine. So I said hi.
And when was this?
Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while. And then we went on our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it.
Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right?
Ah! You got me!
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister.
Very well then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later.
Swiss rolls.
Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange the handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with the $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why.
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest?
No!
I sense that Kay is going to be less forthcoming with this question.
I'm sorry about your roughly thing.
Yes. Well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay. I have a spare. So here, you can have this one.
But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page.
Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me the next time we meet.
Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Here's my bib.
Here's my bib, Kay. Haven't. Wear this always. Okay. Wait, what he say?
Now.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh! I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway.
Girl, I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Mouse Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve.
I beg your pardon.
You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would filter us.
That, well...
Gummy, don't tell me you feel for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay.
Ah, so that's why.
So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for fibbing? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for fibbing is very simple.
What?
Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was fibbing for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was fibbing on the account of Kay?
The promise diary. The note?
Yup.
What did it say?
It say never take anything from strangers and never go anywhere with strangers.
Mr. Faraday in Kay's promise notebook. How does this explain anything?
If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay.
You say
That's crazy.
No!
Gummy, you failed because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why.
Gummy?
At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now?
Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I'd been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me.
But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then, like an angel from the heaven, Kay showed up.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll, but I only had about $1 in coins.
So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know?
he told me it'll be okay. And he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate?
Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the Oreos together.
Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of the cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal.
Really, dude, really.
Anyway, Kay, I believe this also belongs to you.
Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on the windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once, I'll forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Well, you really got me there, pal.
So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy's mister.
So you kicked me. Is that it?
You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister.
It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go?
Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection.
Actually, it proves just the opposite. Edgework, you've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime.
What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss You. I was reading on mute anyway. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such an insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away.
Miss Callisto, you! That girl is Mr. Faraday's!
I know, so what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot.
I suppose you're right. However...
As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, right?
Yeah, but...
You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders.
Ugh! I have no counter-argument to that.
Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest.
But the investigation is far from over.
Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
I suppose it is.
Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes in your negligence. Ooh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So we're back to square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bat and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1.
To be continued. That was long. I ain't expecting to be that long.
That was 2 hours and 15 minutes. Goodness. That was wow. But I'm liking the case though. It wasn't too bad. At least we finished right at 10 o'clock. I wasn't trying to go this long, but
You probably could have stopped after they finished the investigation.
yeah, we could have split it up some, but I guess I appreciate you all for watching and these shenanigans tonight. What was that? They're back. But yeah, Dave, we had DLT in the chat. He had to go. Yeety, Game Queen 81. Everyone else that's watching, I appreciate you all for watching. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, if you're watching, I'd appreciate you. Go ahead and subscribe. Also, if you don't mind hitting that like button for me. And I will talk to you all on the next one. You all take care.